Anissa enters the Invincible Universe like a wrecking ball, making enemies faster than she throws punches. And hey, you and I both know she throws a lot. And while she might think she's untouchable, the galaxy is full of beings who could gladly prove her wrong. With a body count? Today, we're looking at every single one of them. Emperor Throg. Who better to begin with than the one and only Grand Regent of the Viltrumite Empire? We put him on the top of the list because it doesn't get more powerful than Emperor Throg, the big bold ruler of the Viltrumite Empire. I mean, can you even disagree? The guy's power could get so ridiculous that even his own people are like, could you tone it down there, no boss? As a Grand Regent, he's got the strength, speed, and of course, a moral compass that's stuck somewhere south of don't annihilate everyone. So in all honesty, he was bound to be the most obvious candidate to straight up knock out Anissa till she never woke up again. And by obvious, I mean he's the walking nuclear option of Viltrumite face punching, omni-man. Speaking of face punching, we're not gonna leave omni-man out of this list either. Yes, I know, Omni-Man, Nolan Grayson is Anissa's interstellar father-in-law, or at least supposed to be. If only life worked the way, yeah. But anyway, the dude has got the whole package. Superhuman strength, speed, healing, and enough longevity to outlive even your favorite sci-fi show. This guy is immune to almost all kinds of damage and can fly through space, shrug off bullets like they're a little bite from mosquitoes. And if he ever does get hurt, Omni-Man can heal fast enough to remind you that morality is just really inconvenient for Viltrumites. Not their thing. So yeah, he could definitely kill her. Heck, he probably wouldn't even need to show up on time for it either. Conquest. Then things get deliciously brutal with Conquest. Picture the most bloodthirsty person you've met. Okay, now think of him as several years older than that. We're talking about the most vicious grandpa you've ever known. Okay, we're gonna have to replace those knitting needles with city-crushing punches. Better? This is the guy who openly admits he is just here for the enjoyment of violence. And lore says he's stronger than Anissa, which is probably why she didn't pick him to be her BFF. Wouldn't want to get into an argument with this guy. Some of the netizens would even describe this guy to mercilessly mash opponents into craters, tearing limbs off, going toe-to-toe with Adam Eve, and giving Mark nightmares. Somehow, even after surviving a Ragnarr assault that cost him a whole damn arm, he stayed in the game and still had more upper hand than most. So can Anissa survive all of this? We definitely think not. If Conquest shows up, Anissa's death is a highlight reel of chaos. My guess is that she wouldn't last a second in this fight. Alan the Alien. Okay, I know, we're all here for the bloodthirsty knockout, but don't overlook Alan the Alien. Yeah, the cosmic monster with a huge soft spot for Cyclops mythology. He probably did not stand a chance before his enhancement, but now the dude clocked Anissa so hard she actually bled, and we all know what bleeding means for a Viltrumite. Bleeding is no ordinary sign of a fight for one of these guys. It's a faint praise for catastrophic failure. In the TV show context, he's basically the juggernaut of compassionless justice, albeit with a massive cyclopean face. Ragnarr. Switching lanes to the dark and monstrous side, we have the Ragnarr, literally living wrecking balls whose only plan seems to be shank Viltrumites with sharp bites. It's really that simple when it comes to this guy. The ultimate irony here, Anissa, the Empire's weapon in a skirt, ends up dead defending someone she sort of cared about. You think the Ragnarr cares? The Ragnarr didn't give a single thought about her emotional baggage. And well, what they end up doing? They sliced her open, God bless them. So technically she was slain by the least moral but most direct assassin on the list. We gotta say, out of all the ones that could have, they were the ones that actually did. Mark Grayson. Okay, now here's a question. Could Mark Invincible technically outkill her? Well, here's a little reminder. we're gonna be very honest with you. Anissa didn't come across as Earth's most pleasant intergalactic ambassador. Nope, she was chaos right from the beginning. Like, hey, remember when she just waltzed into Mark's life like a bad Tinder date? Just barges in from a whole other planet, knocks him around with absolutely no respect, and then sort of manipulates him into fatherhood, and something that hadn't even crossed the guy's mind. Of course, if he decided to go full villain, by all rights, he really should have punched first at least once. He could have ended her. But here's the thing, Mark, he's just too emotionally indebted. Trauma-laden and socially awkward to do it without self-grouping intervention afterward. He's a trained fighter and emotional softy wrapped in moral rotisserie waiting to happen. Probably the only one on the show with a conscience close to a moral being. Angstrom Levy. Angstrom Levy? I'd say, nah, reality wrapping is fun until it stops being fun, and it would be a chore turning a Viltrumite into dust with subdimensional horrors. Imagine how long that would take. He's better suited for existential dread, not blunt force trauma. Thaedus. Oh, don't sleep on Thaedus, the ancient scheming Viltrumite with enough cunning to say, I killed the Emperor and still age like fine wine. He's got mad wisdom, moderate strength, and a sense of betrayal that doesn't include nice endings. He could absolutely pull a death by senior knock and send Anissa packing. That will be a piece of cake for him. The Immortal. And finally, we have the guy who's lived through multiple eras, seen civilizations rise and fall, and taken beatings from Viltrumites without crumbling entirely. We're talking about the Immortal. He's not just a relic of the past. This guy can be a total powerhouse with centuries of combat experience and an unrelenting will. While Anissa is far stronger and faster on average due to her Viltrumite physiology, the Immortal isn't exactly someone she could easily get out of her way. Here's a little reminder that this is the same guy who fought Omni-Man. He stood against Viltrumites before, and he knows how they think. If he had the right prep, a good strategy, or a moment of opportunity, say a weakened or distracted Anissa, he could potentially take her down, especially if rage or vengeance is fueling him. He may not win in a head-to-head slugfest, but in this story arc, well, he could be the last man standing. Don't you think? So here is our final takeaway. When it comes to the short list of individuals who could successfully punch Anissa's ticket to the afterlife, the Invincible Universe offers a whole variety of charming psychopaths and morally bankrupt warriors, each more qualified than the last. Undoubtedly at the top, we have Emperor Throg, the galaxy's reigning champion of murder and manipulation, who treats genocide like a midweek hobby. Right behind him is Omni-Man, the ever-relatable intergalactic father figure with a flawless record in planet punching and emotionally scarring his children. Then there is Conquest, essentially a war-craving grandfather with a penchant for turning people into human jam, always with a smirk and blood on his hands. Alan the Alien, post-enhancement, earns his place too. After all, any guy who can make a Viltrumite bleed with a single punch probably isn't someone you want to play rough with. Let's say she wouldn't dare to either. The Ragnarr, those dead lizards with talons and a taste for Viltrumite blood, also get credit for their stab now, ask never diplomatic approach. Mark, our dear Invincible, could do it theoretically, if he ever stopped crying long enough to land a killing blow. Angstrom Levy is technically a threat, but only in a I'll collapse your reality and make you feel bad about it kind of way. We don't exactly see him throwing any punches. And finally, there is Thaedus, the conspiracy-loving elder who'd probably murder Anissa with some morally complex chess moves rather than brute strength. But hey, psychological wars can be pretty brutal too, don't you think? All in all, it's less a kill list and more a dysfunctional family reunion with a lot of violence. And there you have it, folks. Anissa, despite her badassery, managed to get cut down not by one, but a whole bunch of rogues. And with that, we've come to the end of today's video. Who would you place your bet on? Feel free to let us know in the comment section down below. If you found this video entertaining, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click on the tiny icon, which is a bell on the side, to stay notified and updated on all our upcoming content. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Adios.